But yeah, so Darren, how are you?
I'm well, thanks in yourself.
I am good.
Yeah, just
I
very tired though.
yeah, man, I was up in the mountains and whatnot, but I'm okay. At least I don't get to do the stressful job of managing places like you.
Mine is very little, actually, very little, but a lot in that little.
Yeah, you do pretty much a lot in that little.
Very
So yeah,
true.
you can just pull it a little bit this way.
Okay,
No, you can just pull the
the
whole
mic
stand.
closer.
Yeah, closer.
Okay,
There we go. Perfect.
perfect.
That's perfect. So yeah, so management. So how did you get into the whole coffee management thing?
Coffee and management is not actually, like I said, directly management.
Yeah,
Wherever they need help,
you
I'm
just pop in
always
there.
there. I love the restaurant, so I became familiar with the owners.
Okay.
Start emceeing when needs be, whatever the case may be, whatever they need to be or needs to be done. I'm their
You do
person.
it. You get the
Yeah,
things done. So you're
true.
the man to go to.
Yeah,
So yeah, if we need an MC, we've got a guy now. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
true.
We'll steal him off of the 015 to the next.
Most definitely, most definitely.
But yeah, so I'm gonna ask a very weird question. Are you into sports?
Yes, actually, I am.
Okay, soccer.
Mamelodi Sundowns, the best team in the world. Bafana Bapitso. That is definitely the
Okay,
best.
so he's one of the people that Zaid was talking about last week.
Oh
That
yes,
when he
yeah.
was like they they talk.
Yeah, I definitely talk. Most
But
definitely.
yeah, well, I'm a local boy. I'm a Polokwane City fan. So
No, we support the boys. We must support the
yeah,
boys, Baroka as well. But
yeah.
I must be true to myself, and Mamelodi Sundowns is where my heart is.
Like for me, yeah, I don't know. I used to be an IX Cape Town fan, but uh,
Yeah, back in the day, they had a really very
yeah,
good
very
squad.
good
Actually,
squad.
your Tulani Sereros,
Before those points got deducted and then things
exactly.
went south for them, man. It sucked so bad.
uh,
It was horrible, but
hopefully.
I mean, it is what I just hope like maybe next season we get promoted back into the league because like
Hopefully.
this season was just bad for us. We couldn't hang.
Unfortunately,
Eh?
money is also involved. Where money is involved,
Hey, you
things
see, like
happen.
yourself with pizza,
Exactly. You see, unfortunately,
money
unfortunately.
comes easy for you guys.
It's part of the culture sometimes.
Yeah,
It's needed. It's
it
needed.
gets the job done though, so
Very true.
I won't stress.
Very true.
So okay, so we've got that. So who are you picking for the Euros?
For the Euros, I'm looking at that Portugal team, but hey.
You think Fernandez is gonna do a
But
thing?
can I be honest? You know Ngolo Kante. Do you know that
Yeah,
man?
ish.
That man is
It's
a very tough opponent. Nobody can just play their game there.
dude, he's like he's omnipresent.
Most
You turn left, he's there.
definitely.
You turn right, he's there.
He's
You
always
go forward,
there.
he's right in front of, and he's so short. But I don't understand how he's all over the place. Because
Yeah,
you'd expect him like something like a taller guy to be able to do all those moves.
very true.
But now he's short and he's everywhere.
But he uses that to his advantage because he sneaks
Yeah.
up behind you.
Because like with the Champions League final, apparently he had the most aerial dual wins for the ball. He was getting all the headers ahead of the Diaz and all those guys. I'm like, yeah, he's good. So you're gonna pick France.
Very true. I believe France is the team to watch out for this one because that, like I said, Ngolo, but besides Ngolo, they also have strikers that know how to score.
Yeah, man, you've got
You have
Giroud,
your
the man.
Kylian Mbappe there, you have your Giroud. So you are sorted. Griezmann scored an amazing goal in their last
Yeah.
game. So most definitely France for me.
All right, I don't know. I'm quite skeptical about France because half the time, every time the team that wins the World Cup pretty much goes on to win the Euros.
Very true.
So a part of me sort of believes they're gonna win, but I'd like to go with Germany on this one. England is my dark horse.
Really?
I think this is gonna, unless if Gareth Southgate pulls a Gareth Southgate on
I
us.
doubt.
Unless if he does that, I think, because I mean he's got a young squad, hungry
Mm,
kids,
mm,
and they all want to prove a point, and they're not superstars. I think that's the one thing
very
that
true.
works in his favor. But now I don't trust Gareth, man. His coaching style sometimes it's got loopholes, man. You're like,
Yeah.
my guy, because like now I don't understand why they left out Lingard. I'm
Ish.
like, the guy is on fire.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot, but Ish Lingard is a star within the team. It's like having a Messi at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But now, once you have a star within the team, obviously most of the attention will go to the
To
star.
the,
But if you get a star like George, let's go back to Sundowns. If you get a
yeah.
star like George Levisi and bring them to Sundowns, he
Yeah.
sat on the bench at Sundowns, but he was playing every game at Chiefs. You are
Yeah.
just a star in your own league. There are different leagues within those leagues.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Cause like with Lingard, I feel like him being in there with the way he runs,
Yeah.
him and Mason Mount would have made a perfect match. It would have been like a match made in heaven.
I feel you,
Cause of
but
the
don't you
balls that
think?
Mount drops, they would have been like,
Ish, I feel you, but ish, that guy sometimes he
he's too
wakes
much
up
of a
and decide.
superstar.
Yeah, he wakes up and he
He's a prima
decides.
donna.
Very true. He can
Yeah,
decide to give you what you want today and tomorrow not. So he's a risk.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Germany to win.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Over France?
over France. I'm
Wow.
gonna go with the what's his name again? Liu. With Leo's boys and see how it goes. But my dark horse is England. Like if Germany doesn't, I'm gonna go with England.
So France is not in your top two.
France is, like I said, they're most probably gonna win it, but I'm not gonna pick them because
Wow.
everybody's picking them.
Yeah,
So,
true.
like I mean, you gotta go for the dark ones that nobody expects they're gonna get in the. But I mean, you look at Germany, you look at their team. They are pretty much solid. They've got strike. Okay, apart from my guy Timo. So
Yeah,
yeah, I love Timo. Like me and my brother-in-law always fight because we're Chelsea fans.
yeah, true.
And like when the season started and we had Timo, he was firing okay, and then he went through the whole 20 something games, no goals.
Exactly.
But I was like, look, he's doing other things that most strikers don't do, which is drawing the attention to them and letting others score. So I'm
It's
like,
It's a young squad, that Chelsea squad. Those players, we
yeah.
need somebody mature that knows the poles. Those young boys know how to get to the poles,
But they
but they don't
haven't
know how
mastered
to.
the finish yet.
Exactly,
So I
exactly.
don't know. We'll see how it goes. Because like now they were busy trying to get Haaland. So
Yeah, you see, if they can get that one from Dortmund, all of our issues will be sorted.
oh, you're also Chelsea.
Yeah, most definitely. Most
Oh, okay.
definitely.
Well, yeah.
This is a
Hey,
winner
blue
second,
is
don't
the
worry.
color. Football is the game.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, I think next season we're gonna take it though. I think we're gonna try to get maybe a treble. I think we should be able to
If we're able to get a striker that can
can
score,
finish.
yeah.
But I think this World Cup is gonna rejuvenate Timo. He's gonna.
Let's hope. Ish, you see, Timo is just like that one of yours. Ish. I don't feel very comfortable with them because those ones,
Uh
in terms of scoring, they
but the
have
thing
their
is, like,
days.
also another thing that many people never take into consideration
Yeah,
is Timo is doing what did well. He did what Didier Drogba did in his first season. Didier
which is
Drogba didn't fire that as much in 2004. Didier Drogba had, I think it was like maybe 10, 11, or
oh
13 goals in his first season
yeah,
at
that's
Chelsea.
bad.
And then, okay, from there, I mean, he is a legend at the club. So I've got a
I feel
feeling
you.
Timo next season is gonna be,
Let's hope
it's
that
gonna be.
guy can do what Lampard failed to do.
He's
Let's
already
hope.
done. I think like what happened to Lampard is Lampard didn't uh, know the exact place to place the player.
Yeah,
Because like one game Timo is on the left wing, the next game is on the right wing, the next game is in the center. Like we're like, where is he playing? Now with the new manager, he's like, you're the false nine. So
yeah.
you can roam around where you want,
Eh,
but just make sure you keep your possession when you need to be on your position.
Very true.
So he pretty much does. I mean, you watch the final, how he drew the defenders all the way to the left because they all thought he's going to get the ball and
And
then
then
they
they
just
played
dropped
the
it right
other
there.
way. Yeah,
Yeah, man. So, yeah, I don't know. So you go with your France, I'll go with my Germany
understood.
because but yeah, man, Golo Kante. Golo Kante is like, he's like the most defining player I think we'll find
Yeah,
now.
he's a Ballon d'Or worthy player.
But we all know that thing is rigged. They're gonna give it to Messi or Lewandowski or
No, no, not
someone
this
else.
season. Not this
You
season.
think they're gonna give it to Ngolo?
They could.
They have to.
They,
Like everybody agrees that they have
he
to.
deserves it. He's
But
worthy of it.
but we all know what those boys do.
Ish.
Every season they find a way to just give you to. It's
Unfortunately.
just not meant for English. English Premier League playing players to win easy. And it's
Let's
the
hope.
toughest league, man. I mean,
But if he can win the Euros, then he's definitely a big contender for it. If he
he has
doesn't win
to.
it,
And the thing is, like the humbleness he's got towards the thing is like just give him the whole thing. Then now,
yeah,
I
he's
mean,
very humble. He drives a Mini
dude,
Cooper.
like now they were asking him the other day. They're like, what's your take on this Ballon d'Or?" He's like, yeah, it's something that any player would like, but it's not a goal for me. I mean, the vision is to win with the team. If
Yeah.
we win trophies as a team, I'm fine. I'm okay. If I win it, I don't. I'm like, come on. Everybody will be like, I want it. I want it. I
Nah,
want it. Give
deep
it to me.
inside, he probably does want it, but it's
But
just
dude,
one
like,
of
have you
those
seen
because
that
he's a
guy?
very humble person.
Yeah, he looks like one of those guys that doesn't care. Like,
No,
probably would give it away if
his
he gets
money
it.
goes back to home. Actually, a huge
Yeah,
percentage of his salary goes back to home. The team actually forced him. He used to go to work by bus.
yeah. They
They
had to force him to
forced
get
him
the
to
to
buy
get the
the car,
car,
and he bought a Mini Cooper. Yeah,
and he bought it second hand.
exactly.
And he's still driving it, making all those millions.
Till this day.
Dude, the guy is just legit. I mean, if there's any player that needs to get that award, it's him.
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
yeah, so other than soccer, what other sports are you into?
I played rugby, but I'm not into it as much after my injury. So I'm fully into soccer
That's
specifically now.
it.
Yeah, but I
Boxing?
do watch rugby in terms of national level,
Yeah, not the
not the
club
teams.
label.
No, until Motsepe buys 100% of the Bulls, then I will go and watch the Bulls
Dude, I
fully.
was so excited when I heard he bought into the Bulls because I knew I'm like, okay, we're finally getting
Yeah, we are
some
knocking
extra
on that door. We
funds,
are taking the land indirectly.
slowly getting the funds in there. Maybe we'll start winning cups again, man, because the Bulls have been suffering, man.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is
the
a
last
good
season
way.
we played really good was when Metfield was still there and
Yeah,
like all
Victor
this.
Medfield
Yeah,
and them are, but and Brian Abana and them. But
yeah.
at this point in time, he'll inject the right amount of money that's needed. Sia Polisi and them will go there and play there.
Nah, I don't think Sia is gonna leave there.
Where?
Where
If
he
the
is.
money's right,
Thing is, remember,
you don't know
the
the
company
influence.
he's signed to owns a
Ish,
share.
Rock Nation.
So
Okay.
unless
But you
if
tell
their
me, even if
contract,
the money's not right, they'll
they'll just
just
match it.
come
They'll
on. You
just
think
match it.
so?
Because, dude, he's roping in money for them.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
if another offer comes up, you'll be like, guys,
The face of
yeah. So they're like,
FPD.
come on, guys, do the things.
I
They'll
get
do
you.
the things,
You
and
have a point. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, like if I'm him though, I'm looking to go Australia or New Zealand for a bit.
For who see ya?
Yeah,
Ah,
go test that the waters there. You
The
know.
problem is they're going to use him as a trophy. They must not use him as a trophy. He should actually have power in what he wants to say. It's very important. I believe that people should always have power.
In what they say.
Exactly. And as much as you are assigned to this and to this and to
Yeah,
this, you must still have individual power
to do
over your
what you want.
creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I believe. So in his case, I believe that if he wants to come back home or he wants to go wherever,
he
he
can do
should
what he
be
wants.
allowed to. Yeah, he should be
He
allowed to
can do what he wants.
because it's very powerful. He's a very powerful being as he is because he's the first black person rather to pick up that trophy.
Yeah,
So if he is the first black person, a lot of these places and teams would use him as a trophy
yeah, like we've
rather
got him.
than what he so
He
hence
wants
I'm
to
saying
do.
yeah, hence I'm saying his
So yeah,
individual power is needed.
I get you though, but I mean, like where I'm coming from is
Yeah,
he goes to New Zealand. He starts like his contract changes from rands
yeah,
to US dollar
true,
immediately.
true.
And I mean that whole transition. I mean, look at Trevor Noah. Left year when they like this.
That's very true. But can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Approximately how much in rands would he be getting that time? Approximately.
In New
Let's
Zealand,
look
like
at a
if he's
monthly
playing
basis.
on
Yeah.
a monthly basis. So like with rugby players, their average salaries is what? I think it's under soccer. That's for sure. Like European soccer. So I think
Yeah.
maybe like 100,000 maybe, or maybe 80, ninety
A month.
thousand pounds a month.
Okay, and that's in the millions roughly.
Yeah.
We're in the millions.
Yeah, we're
Two
already sitting on like 2 million, I think.
2 million.
Yeah.
Timbers one is getting paid 3 million before tax in South
Oh no,
Africa.
remember it's per week. It's not per month. Remember, those guys get paid per week.
Then
It's
never
unlike
mind.
here.
Let's leave this whole conversation. Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
It's per
Oh
week.
yeah,
Because
you are right.
remember,
They get paid per
it's per
week,
week. It's per week, not per
per
month.
game, in fact.
Yeah. So because remember, their contracts are
Yo,
like you've got can't remember who it is that just signed a new deal now, and it's a 30 something million a year
yo, there was a time I read somewhere Gareth Bale was getting paid 17 rand, South African rand per second.
to play,
Yeah,
even
so
when he's on the bench.
ish, that's okay. I feel you. I
So
feel you.
I mean, look at Percy. Percy left here. You went
UK,
to
but
UK.
he still
You're
traveled
still
to
under.
yeah
You're still not making your 80, 90,000, but he's making maybe what 50, 60,000
a week,
a week.
and he's on bench. But it was ish. They should have left him there if they were not going to
No,
utilize him. Is
I
what I
think
believe.
I think what happens in the Premier, there's a lot that goes on to what we don't see,
Yeah.
because I think most of the time it's how you perform in training that determines if you get picked, which is
Mm,
just normal. And
true.
then when you get picked and you struggle to perform, because like I mean, he got picked the first 2 games, 3 games when he got in,
Yeah.
he was performing, but I think it's the orders. Like when you get the orders from the manager that you need to follow, and then
Do you
you
think it's
maybe miss
can
one
I
or
tell you
two.
something about that boy?
Yeah.
I really remember my Sundowns fan, so I'll defend him to a certain extent. But
Oh, I defend him always.
I'm being honest to a certain extent. I don't know what's happening there, but it seems like there are two teams if you look properly.
Yeah.
At first, the games that you are talking about, they put him in with the first team.
Yeah.
When you put him in with the first team, he performs well. Trust me.
Yeah,
When they played
definitely.
with Man City, he performed well. He showed
Oh
Kevin
yeah,
De
dude, he
Bruyne
was
trouble.
good.
Exactly.
He was
You see,
good.
but once you put him in with the second team, it
Then it
doesn't work
becomes a
out
pro.
for him because
Yeah.
now it's hard. He's dragging.
There's no one that's supplying the kind of bowls that he needs.
Exactly. And he also supplies proper balls. They put him
Yeah.
in with Welbeck now. He gave
Dude.
him a proper, beautiful assist.
So I think like with him, give him till next season. Let's see what happens in the.
Yeah, that's good because they say they're not selling him. We'll
Oh,
see.
they don't want to sell him.
Yeah, we'll see
They
what
don't want to
happens.
sell him. So I think they're gonna, because also managers play a hand in
Yeah.
that. Like I mean, look at
Sell
Gareth
him.
Bale at Madrid.
Oh yeah, true.
So he fell out with the manager, and it wasn't even his fault.
Mm-mm.
But
Loan. But now he's coming back. He's going back to
bruh.
Madrid, and Harry
Yeah,
Kane
well,
is also leaving.
it's the manager that got back in there because he wanted him also at Everton, if I remember right. But they didn't have the ching ching to get him in
Yeah,
there, man.
true,
I'm
true.
like, So other than soccer and rugby, no other sport.
No, no, no,
You
no.
don't follow boxing, MMA.
Mm-mm.
Why not?
I'm not, these things. Sometimes I have some philosophy nowadays. We keep on watching most of these things,
Yeah.
and we're watching people make money. Let's go make that money with those people. TV. A mentor of mine always says, I can ask anybody in this entire room this question.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an advert of Lamborghini?
No,
Them
never.
selling a Lamborghini on TV.
Never.
Do you know why?
They don't reach for people that watch TV.
Exactly. So I want to be part of that second. So I don't want to sit TV ish.
Yeah, but like follow some of the sports, it's not really like sitting down and watching them.
No,
It's
I'm just saying I don't consume too
as
much
much.
of television in
Oh,
general,
okay.
yes, to allow me to experience those
Because I mean,
things.
you look at like I'll use MMA as a factor now. Because I mean, you've got your YouTubers now that are
Yeah,
getting
true.
into boxing as well. I
Yeah,
don't know if you knew, like with
with
the
Floyd Mayweather.
yeah, with the pole kids and
Yeah.
all that. But you've got like guys like Conor McGregor that are in MMA,
Mhm.
and you follow how he got to where he got. It's very interesting, and the fact that his first fight, I think he made something like 12,000 or something like that. And mind you, it's from Ireland all the way to the US
US.
to go fight to make 12K,
Mm.
something like that, I think. And all that, and now he's worth 180 million. He's above Messi and Ronaldo
Wow. From MMA.
from MMA.
But MMA has grown over the years.
Yeah, it has become a huge thing. So like
But didn't the Mayweather fight contribute
that
largely
contribute
to that
that
amount?
contributed, I think, like 70% to it.
Yeah, okay, you see,
But he was already making more than most fighters make
that's true. But
in the
so the Floyd Mayweather thing contributed 70%.
yeah, because I mean he walked away with what? I think it's like 90 or 100 million
Wow.
US dollars. And then that's before tax, if I remember right. And then after tax, obviously, it goes down to like 50, 60 something maybe.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you know how the taxes are, man.
Hey, those ones. We
They,
see
they,
you
they chuck your money easy, eh?
very.
So I'm like, yeah. So like, some of the things for me, like with the MMA and the boxing and all, it's just to see how life goes on in other avenues. You
Mm.
know, like okay, I'm unlike you. I follow MMA like religion. That's yeah, but it's the right way to put it. I mean, Saturday nights there's no sleeping. We stay up and watch the fights. Wake up Sunday morning, go to church.
That's proper. That's proper.
But yeah, so anyways, uh, I hear you're part of the Mahuma group.
Yes, I am definitely part of Mahuma
How's
Group.
that going? Because yeah, I know Daniel and
Daniel Muchemi.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the drummer Tebogo.
Tebogo. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that is a very beautiful experience. You learn something new every day.
yeah,
I actually went to varsity to study performing arts. And prior to that, my actual beginning of entering into the entertainment industry
yeah,
in any form or way was with Mahuma Group. But back in the day with the late may his beautiful lovely soul rest in peace,
yeah,
Mahuma Paul Rapetswa,
yeah.
who's actually the father of the owner of Mahuma Group.
Oh,
So basically I started acting with him at the age of 6, 7 years old.
serious?
Actually learned how to read with a script, and then
At 6, 7 years old.
yes,
Man,
and we
you've
were
been at this
traveling
for
around.
a very long time.
Yeah, very true. So we actually started reading scripts, going touring and performing in terms of theater, not television.
Yeah,
So we did theater for years. I did it through primary, halfway high school,
yeah,
and then I decided to go out and start experimenting with emceeing and stuff.
yeah.
But back to Mahuma Group. So from there, after varsity, did my qualification in performing arts, came back to Polokwane. They'd opened a school called Mahuma Institute of the Arts
Yeah, in Polokwane
in Polokwane, the first of its kind, the first accredited school
of
of
arts.
arts in Polokwane. And I was one of the
That's
first
awesome.
learners. You
When was
see,
this?
it was last 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
so the
good.
program is starting again very soon. I actually heard.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask about the touring, because yeah, it's been quiet the last few weeks, I think.
No, lockdown.
Yeah,
You know, when we were actually, cause I work with Mahuma Group, we were working with Post Bank at that point in time, touring South Africa,
yeah,
with a new account called Bahotsi Stockpile Savings Account. So we're basically advertising that on behalf of
yeah.
Post Bank. And while we actually left, we started in Mpumalanga, went to Gauteng, and then we did Free State, and then was Kimberley. From Kimberley, we're supposed to go through to Cape Town, onwards and onwards. And once we got into Kimberley, we got a phone call saying head straight back
Back.
home.
Oh,
Level
it was right. Level 3,
exact, no, 5.
5.
Yes,
Oh, that was what, a year and a half ago when we
exactly.
first got into lockdown.
So that gave us our hard lockdown as
Ooh,
artists. So we all didn't see that first one coming.
yeah,
So
that
that's
sucks.
when we sat down for long. We only started going out recently again.
Yeah, cause I remember Daniel, like every time I would walk there at Lindy's, like
Yeah,
every weekend is not in. I'm like, where you? He's like, nah, I'm out. We touring and stuff like that. Cause like when I need to order stuff, I call him direct.
yeah, he's a
Then
plug.
yeah, and then I ask, is it there? Then it's like, nah, we've got it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm coming to the shop. Cause you don't want to drive, and then you go there.
And it's not there.
Yeah, and then sometimes you talk to the people that don't know you, and then they won't give you the right information you want to hear.
Very true.
So yeah, I'm
He's
like, yeah,
definitely a plug.
it is. So what do you do when you're touring? Like, is it a combination of the music and the plays, or it's the music then the plays
It's a combination of both.
at the same time?
The Brapol,
Yeah.
who he was affectionately known as Brapol, Mahuma Paul Rapid,
Mm.
from his early
Oh, so
shows.
Mahuma is his first name.
Yes, so that's where the Mahuma group comes
Ah,
from.
okay.
Yes. So he started his first show long ago, I think in 1987, if I'm correct, with Somizi back then. That was Somizi's first ever play
No
ever in
ways.
his life. So from that play, he found a way to put theater and music, musical
Yeah,
theater. So from then, he put his own way of doing it, and we've been riding on that ever since. So we
that's
have the
neat.
music and the play intertwined into
Integrated
one.
together.
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
the
that's
beauty of
nice.
it. So I do production, so I'm behind the scenes. So whether it's acting on stage or shooting, I'll
Yeah.
probably fall in one of those
Oh,
two.
so you like you're the Mawelas of
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I can see he's
Yeah.
busy. I'm with you. I'm
Yeah,
with
you
you.
you would probably get in sync.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wirelessly.
Very true, very true.
So yeah, so now with the Mahuma group, where did the 015 to the nation come from now?
Before I did Mahuma Group, like I said, I was in varsity in Johannesburg, and a lot of artists in my varsity came speaking with a twang. Hi, hong, 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 hong. So a lot of those artists, so they were making me very angry because I knew them, most of them from back home, but now
Yeah,
we are in Joburg.
the
You,
accent has changed.
yeah. So I didn't like that. So I decided, no, man, let's actually be proud of 015.
Yeah,
And also coming back home, it was hard for me getting gigs and stuff. So I decided, no, creatives don't complain. We create.
yeah, that's the whole
We
point.
never
That's why we
complain. We
call
create,
creatives.
exactly. So we'll create work for ourselves, even if we don't find work.
Yeah,
So that's where that aspect of 015 to the nation came in. I decided, okay, I know a few artists that I've been socializing with.
yeah,
It's lockdown. Let's go into 015 to the nation was initially supposed to be a podcast with other shows in. It's a channel basically.
yeah.
So you'll have different shows
Oh,
under.
on the channel itself.
Exactly. So then when lockdown hit us hard, all of that stopped. So we are
Gosh.
forced to find an alternative way to continue
Yeah,
because we already introduced this idea.
yeah.
So how do we not stop working
going forward.
live?
Yeah,
So that's where the live masterclasses came in. Called a few friends that I knew, artists. The first episode was Neo Rapezo.
yeah.
She's a YouTuber, one of South Africa's best, in fact, and she's from Limpopo. So I started interviewing artists, entrepreneurs, politicians, and athletes specifically from Limpopo.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's nice though. Because I mean, I feel like Limpopo doesn't get as much credit as it deserves in the. I mean, like now we've got Master KG just hit what 400 and what?
I think
Just
it's
quickly, I think it's
410.
400 and something Master KG.
The last
Checking what?
Yeah,
Master
you
KG
views on
Jerusalem.
YouTube.
Yeah,
views on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's like 400 and something, 410 or something
yeah, I
like that
think it's
million.
around there.
Maybe let me just open up YouTube.
Yeah, so it's insane. I'm like, I mean, and it's from
Yeah, so I've interviewed the likes of Master KG on 015 to the nation.
yeah,
The only aim of that was to show that as much as we're going through these things, we still need to find a way to take 015
to the
nation.
nation.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's a very nice initiative in the fact that it sort of highlights all the other people that are from here
yeah,
that most people wouldn't know they're from here
very
if
true.
they don't dig deep to, check and see. Like if you're not a researcher, like especially artists, we artists are pretty much naturally born researchers
We
because
don't have a choice.
once we see something, we want to find out where did it come
Exactly.
from, how did he come up with this beat, how did he do this, how did he do that.
Exactly.
So now, if it's one of those things where if you don't research, you won't find. But now half the people they won't know. They're like, Jerusalem. They're like, it's just from South Africa. Period.
Yeah, we need to say it's from Limpopo, South Africa.
Yeah. So
We need to
Yeah,
be.
from-
I just see the subscribers there.
scroll down. Let's see.
It's a lot of.
Too many. Just quickly go to his channel. I think. Not the topic. There we go.
There is it
407
407
million.
million
This one.
in a year. So that's
Oh, for the
407
music
Yeah,
million.
for the music video.
Yeah.
There's like 407.
How much did Google pay him for that only?
I don't know, but it's a bunch of
YouTube,
millions.
brother.
It's a bunch of millions, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why he can buy a Ferrari.
He can afford to.
Yeah, he
I just
can.
hope he paid for it cash.
I also hope so. But that wouldn't be a good investment. But
What, paying cash?
yeah.
I think paying cash is a better investment than making installments.
Why? You need
Ca-
to raise that credit score one way or another.
Yeah, you do. But I mean, if he pays for it cash, he's got it. They're not gonna repossess it
But
if
he
he
has
goes
the
broke.
money, he can do anything
Yeah, but
now.
the thing is like, remember, money goes out faster than you make it sometimes.
Yeah, that's very
So
true.
if he doesn't pay for it cash, he makes one wrong investment, and that let's just put it on like maybe 15 million from YouTube or wherever
Mm.
goes. Then he's stuck. They're gonna come take that car, take the house, everything. So I mean, I had someone on here the other time, and we were talking about the whole uh installments or paying cash. I prefer paying cash
But it depends on
if you
what.
can afford it.
Would you buy a house cash?
Yeah,
You'd buy a house cash.
get it done and over with. Just
Wow.
remember the taxes with the rates and stuff like that.
But
Because then you've
where
got
do
it.
you raise your credit score if you do that? Because credit score is needed in our day and age.
I know it's needed, but you can find something smaller to do because you get your credit
Ah,
score with smaller things.
how?
Because I look,
Really?
this is where I come from when it comes to paying cash, right?
Okay,
Now, in our day and age, like look at COVID. How many people got retrenched?
a lot.
So now you could have paid your house full and done with it, and then COVID hit, you got retrenched. You don't have that many savings to pay your mortgage for the next 7-8 months. The bank is still gonna come and say,
Oh. No, you see, I think that is the first problem with us, and I
yeah,
think hopefully COVID taught us something from that. I don't believe in having one income as an individual.
yeah, no, you don't have to
Yeah,
have
you
one source
can't.
of income.
The moment COVID hits, you
Yeah,
can't
you're
tell me
stranded.
all of them hit.
You're
All of them.
stranded. But
Ah,
now the thing is, like, you
you
see,
can't have.
now
You
that
need to have more than one income
yeah,
so
you
that you
have
are.
to have
The moment you have one, then you are
you're
retrenched. You
screwed.
see, you are crying. You can't. I hope COVID taught our people
To be
that at
smart.
least that
Let's be
aspect of life.
savvy.
But let's not have one income.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Cause like for me, I feel like paying because there's certain things that yeah you can get that Ferrari cash and
True.
then go buy a polo on account. If they come take the polo, it's fine.
Oh, okay. I
You
feel you.
understand?
I
You
feel you.
can buy your mansion in Bendo cash and you go buy a house in Sisheko. You get it on. It's the smaller things to compare to what you can afford. That you can if you can
You
afford to
just
pay
want.
it cash.
Okay, once you are comfortable, then you can make your. Okay, I feel you.
Then you can because half the time we're not guaranteed that all 7 sources of income won't dry out.
That's true.
Maybe the one that brings in the money that you're supposed to be using to pay the house dries up, but
Yeah.
the one that you've got on the other side is meant to pay for the car and something else. Now it won't be able to pay for everything. Now you get stranded. But now if you could have bought if like the house cash and one car cash,
Yeah.
then you can have all these other things.
Yeah, I believe you, but having those multiple incomes sometimes it's really
No,
good. I saw
multiple, not sometimes, always good.
with a friend of mine recently, his logistics company and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything during COVID was going down, but the hygiene one was going up,
Up.
and that hygiene one before that it was just relaxed there. But after during COVID, when all
Yeah.
of the others were going down, that
He
was
kept on
doing
going
more
up.
than the logistics
Yeah.
company was making.
Because I mean, trucks were on lockdown for a while and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So I do believe in having multiple sources of income. Don't get me wrong on that one. But I'm also for like if you can afford it,
Just
get
paid
it.
cash.
Get it and then you can stress about other things.
I don't believe in cash. I don't to lie.
Why not?
I believe credit score must go up one way or another.
No,
And
I don't
besides,
argue with
yeah,
that fact.
I mean, you know how I want to put it.
Yeah. You
Maybe
need
let
to
me
have
put it
it.
in this way. I always like having money on me
Yeah.
at all times. So if you are in credit score, I'm looking at it at the credit score point of view. But if I need to do something right now, I
Yeah.
always
I've
have
got
money.
cash
Yes,
to
always.
do
So that's
things.
why I always.
I think that's all us young people. It's nice to have okay, no yeah, all of us. I think Mawele, it's nice to have cash, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
So yeah, I
If a
mean,
call comes in
Even when
now,
you are old, it's nice to
it's
have cash.
always nice having
Doesn't
cash.
matter
it's
if
nice.
you're
It's
young
nice
or
to have
old.
it,
Yeah.
but like it's nicer to know that
You are
the
secure.
bank doesn't own where you're sleeping.
Yeah,
I
that is
think like for
comfortable.
me, it comes maybe from my upbringing, because
Mm,
like my dad, my dad would rather go to Portland, buy an accident damaged car,
yeah,
fix it up, and drive it, than to go get
a
a fresh
brand new
new
one.
bakkie that he's gonna be paying 10, 15,000 a month
Yeah.
when he can get one for 70 or 100. Like his Bucky that he's driving now, he got it for, I think, 160,000.
Yeah.
He went it for evaluation at Toyota. It's ranging, I think, almost 300,000.
Wow.
So you've got that. Like my dad gets broke today and he's got no money. He can still drive.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you. You see, you and I do things differently. For example,
Yeah.
I was raised in one house.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in Pretoria, stayed in one place, came to Polokwane, stayed in one place. My life, I don't want to own a house. I want to rent. I want freedom
Why?
of choice.
Why do you want to rent?
I like moving. I don't like. I'm not saying I'll never buy a house. I'll probably buy. We can see Ivy Park is in.
Yeah,
It's
they're
becoming a
very much-
student
yeah.
center now. Ivy
Yeah.
Park, for example. I'll probably buy a house in Ivy Park while I'm renting in Pretoria. Make rooms there, whatever the
Yeah,
case may be. But for me to say I want to stay in one,
one house.
I doubt that's me.
See, I'm a traveler also. I like traveling.
Yeah.
I'd like going anywhere and everywhere. Like now, if I get a call and someone's like, let's go to UK, I'm like, let's get
Let's
a visa
go.
and go. They say, let's go to Zambia, let's go. So, but it's always that thing where real estate, it's just a good investment. Whether you stay there or
Yeah,
someone
very
stays there,
true.
like you said, you can get a house and then you get someone to stay in there. But I guess I grew up in a house where my dad was pretty much more of a get it done and over with.
Yeah.
If he's gonna buy a car, he's gonna get it done and over with. So it's that thing. I think that sort of got into my system also. I'm like,
You're a daddy's guy, no?
who me?
Yeah.
No, I'm actually a mama's boy.
Really? I would never.
I'm a proud
imagine.
mama's boy. I won't lie. Like I don't know. I don't know if what I would do, like if my mom disappeared or like.
Yeah, let's know. Hey, now you're making me think far. No,
Oh no, sorry.
No, I'm joking. I mean, like, I couldn't also imagine, like, moms are really, really
Yeah,
special
like
beings. eh?
my dad. Not that he's not important. He is very important in my life.
Yeah.
But like if he dies today, I'll be like, yeah, okay, it'll hurt for a week,
But
for
a
a
mother.
month. You
No,
know.
guys and their mothers.
Yeah,
are
it's
always,
just like that, man.
Yeah.
My dad dies, my sister will cry more than me and my brother. I'm quite sure of that one. That's for sure.
I feel you.
I hope I will call him not to listen to this podcast.
Man, you want me to get killed? Like, I will kill me once he hears me
Yeah.
talking about. But he understands the way I'm coming from with it.
Yeah.
He knows. Like I get in a challenge. My dad is like second. Okay, my parents are third. Cause the first person I call is my brother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, it just hit the fan right now. You know, and then from there it's my mom, then my dad.
Oh, I feel you.
So it's like one of those things. So he knows he is a priority, but
Mothers are first. No, I feel you. Ish. Me also, my mother, she knows. Ish.
yeah.
She has a very soft
Special
spot. Ish, very,
Yeah, but
very.
I think it's got to do with mothers and sons, like fathers and daughters. Because I know, like, dude, when my sister was getting married,
Yes.
that whole thing of just letting your daughter go.
Go.
Oh man, I saw it. When my brother went to get married, also to marry his wife, I heard the same story from the father.
Oh,
I'm like,
I feel you.
I told my brother because he's got.
We are protective over our mothers. They are protective over their
Yeah.
daughters.
So I mean, it's like one of those things where you're like, okay,
That's very
My
true.
mom
We
is
were
important.
actually having the very same conversation right now
yeah.
about mothers and how we protect our mothers
Oh,
at
dude, like you
all
can.
all costs.
I think for me, I don't get in fights, but I think 50% or 60% of the fights I got into when I was growing up, someone had said something about my mom. So you can say what you want about me. I want out in out
They're
in.
just like a
in,
ton
out.
of jokes. Oh,
Huh.
your mama what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, and then they'll just say that one,
Yeah.
that one joke. You're like, nah, but you went too far. Take it back. And they're
Very
like,
true.
no. Then it goes down. Then it's just the whole mission from this. I'm like,
Chilled vibes.
yeah.
I feel you. I feel
So
you.
like now, so I don't know if you heard that there's a new law. Is it a law or a rule with
I
the
think it's
license system where they're gonna start the
Ish,
demerit system? What's your take on that one?
that one is. I don't have a license, guys. So
Serious?
yeah, I just don't have one.
Why not? You don't believe in owning one?
No, no. It's not that I don't believe in owning one. It's just that I never got the time to go.
Oh,
I've been driving from a very young age, from high school time. So by the time it was time for me to go and get that license, I failed multiple times. But I'm definitely going to go. That is a good thing.
you're waiting for the new
I'm
system.
joking, but that system is very wrong. We are okay with our system. What minusing license
Yeah,
and
because they say what? Scroll down. Let's see. Because they say they're gonna deduct
3.6
down.
points
Yeah,
caught,
all the way
300.
down should be,
I saw there was a table or something.
yeah, there's a table somewhere down here. There we go.
Yeah.
So if failure to comply with the police officer who is directing traffic, 2,000, 3 points gone.
What?
And they've got a maximum of what, 15 points.
Yeah, if you
And then
even
if
the
you
12,
go, I think it's 15.
I know if
Go
they
up.
then they suspend
Yeah,
after
then they suspend
suspending.
your license. They suspend your license for a while. So it's insane. I mean, like, look, you pay fine and they deduct the points.
Yeah, you're paying a fine and they deduct the
Because, like,
fines.
for me, I feel like if I pay the fine, there's no point of deducting the points. It's either you deduct the points or you make me. Because, I mean, there's prices that. You know, one thing that surprised me, though, the most
Yes.
is if they introduce this system in Swaziland,
Yes.
dude, it will be functional. Okay, so how
Why?
much do you think a ticket in Swaziland costs for going over the speed limit by 10 kilometers per hour?
I've never been to Swaziland.
No, just
Approximately
a rough
1,000,
estimate.
500, 300.
Not even that much. We got a ticket of 50 50 rand pretty much
What?
for driving 80. I think I was
Just
doing
paid on
80
the
80
spot.
something, huh? Yeah, paid on the spot because I was driving an SA plate.
Wow.
So like that,
Right then there.
right there and there,
Like, keep the change.
it's 50 something bucks. I think it was 56 or something like that.
Ah,
Can you
but
imagine?
this thing won't work in South Africa.
This point system, they'll take the license and
We
we'll
are
still
South
drive.
Africans, guys. We know how our fellow brothers and sisters are. They are very caring individuals. They like us. And most importantly, they are always thirsty.
Oh, they're always like I was watching. Did I send it to you? The video of the guy that got pulled over, and then they were asking. He's like, "I've got the documentation that lets me drive as fast
Yes,
as I
the
want
white
to." So
guy.
yeah,
I
and
saw
it's like
that
I've got an
video.
R200 document, and then I've got
No,
a
you didn't send it.
COCA
COCL,
COLA.
yeah.
Where did you see it?
I got it on
I saw it on
WhatsApp.
Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, it's
That
very
guy takes out a 200 rand and
and
a
a
Coke.
Coca-Cola.
And they say choose one. You can only have one.
It's insane. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
No, this is South Africa. So that system, as an individual of parliament like I am,
Yeah.
you'd rather hand your fellow brother something for cold drink
And
so he
just
can
go.
enjoy his day than get a fine. No, these systems won't work, unfortunately.
I also don't think they'll work. Like I'm for the system because I think there has to be a petition that needs to be put in. I can't remember which country was talking about. I think it's Russia or no Germany or something like that. That we're talking about the whole even the speed limit being 120.
Yeah.
How can you keep the speed limit at 120 when cars have evolved? Because remember the speed limits they were put in when cars had what 160 as the maximum
Very
speed
true.
limit or
But no,
140.
in South Africa, we must please leave it like that.
But now the thing is like it's still 120.
Yeah.
But do you drive 120 on the N1?
Yes,
I know
do.
for a fact I don't.
You don't.
I don't drive 120. I'm not even gonna lie.
Let me be honest. On the N1, sometimes it's clear, but I never go over 140 at all points in time.
Yeah.
But honestly speaking, in South Africa, I don't think we're responsible. We're a very irresponsible nation as a unit. I'm not leaving anyone out. Us
All
as a
of us,
unit.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
From the top down.
From the top all the way down. And it starts at the top. That's why at the
Oh, yeah.
bottom we're like this.
Hey,
You see?
because like at the top, they even have the advantage of the blue lights. Eh?
No, they're enjoying themselves. You see? So all I'm saying is, yeah, over 120, it's not going to work.
But
Yo,
now let's put it this way, right?
Mm.
What if they take it from 120 to 130? You're still gonna drive 125, 130 when you're driving, and then they extend. Because remember, when you're driving 120,
yeah,
you can go up to 130.
yeah,
So now if they go 130, you can go up to 140.
140.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that lessens also the amount of stress people get when they're driving. Because I mean, look, this is my
Stress,
question.
but
Like,
you are gone to
dude,
heaven.
no, you're not gonna no. 85%. I think it's 60. I need to. Let's quickly check what's the probability. What causes more accidents? Driving fast or slow driving cars on a fast lane? I think.
I think slow
Yeah,
Driving
I
driving.
think
cars, I
it's
Yeah,
also
slow
because
think so.
driving cars on the
there was
fast lane.
one a vehicle that was reported to be like these guys were arrested by the officers just because of driving slow.
Slow.
Slow,
Yeah,
yeah.
on
So I
a
mean,
freeway
like,
in
if
Joburg. Yeah,
Really? In
yeah,
Joburg?
yeah. I think it was like
because I know
6,
in the
7 years
states,
back.
they've got that law where if you're driving, I think it's like under 30 miles per hour or something like that. Because then it's suspicious. Like, why are you driving
Yeah, why are you
so
driving
slow?
so slow?
So
But they're suspicious about everything, those people.
yeah, but it's the states, man.
Assume-
Everything is huge.
yeah, true.
Everything is just big, from the cars to the roads to the trucks, and then to the what you call it again?
They have food as well.
Yeah, food, their bodies, everything,
Yeah.
even to their anger. Everything is just magnified in the states.
I don't know if
What's
I
this?
should check these ones.
What's
Yeah,
this
they're
one
just
saying?
talking about negligent behavior. Slow drivers can cause
Cause
accidents.
See, there we go. Because like the thing is, like, if you're driving 140, it's very rare that you find it's the guys that drive 160, 180 that cause it a lot. But now if the
But
speed
don't you
limit is
think if we're at
130,
140, we're going to end at 200 now?
no,
But some of
who
us, we
doesn't
like
go to
that
200? But who doesn't? If it's 120 and you're going 140, you're still getting a ticket.
No, me, South Africans, I'm
Oh, you
going to
pay.
remain with that one. South Africans, I don't think we need to go high. We're already very naughty at that 120, you see?
But we're already naughty, right? But now there's also responsible drivers like me that can go 140. And you said you don't go past
I
140.
don't have a license, I was joking.
Well, isn't it about the environment more than the speeding, like burning more fuel on the road and the carbon dioxide?
But now, if I'm
Yeah.
driving, look, listen to this one, right? I'm driving 120. From here to Joburg, it takes me 3.5 hours, right?
True.
And then that's me burning fumes for those 3.5 hours. If I'm driving 140, it takes me 3 hours. That saves 30 minutes of those fumes.
Yeah,
it's
but
more
you are
fumes when you are driving
moving
fast.
faster.
Yeah.
And you are damaging the environment the faster you drive.
I don't think so.
Yeah, now global warming is coming into
Hey, but like this
action.
global warming system, man. But I don't know though. Like I feel like the if you drive 140, it's not too bad. I think like taking it to 130 wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, let me tell you, honestly speaking, I don't mind the whole idea. The only
Is that
problem
we
is we
are
are very
ir-
irresponsible.
Dude, like the way you can just judge that we're very irresponsible. I mean, with the whole level 5, how many people were following the rules?
Yeah, you see, not too many of us.
Yeah, but level 5, I think most of us were following the rules. It's
No,
now when they were
when they came back,
when they
yeah,
came back. Yeah.
very true.
Like
I
I don't.
think
I,
if level 5 was to come back, you
Nah,
won't
no one's
be
gonna follow
the
those.
same as you know.
no one's gonna follow
Back
those
then, you would
because
sanitize your hands just to hold the sanitizer.
Very true.
yeah.
Very
So
true.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where you're like, because like now, I don't know if you read about the Fauci's emails. Did you read
Oh,
about it?
yes,
Mm-mm.
yes.
Yeah,
That the
because
masks are
yeah, you apparently all along they've been saying masks don't protect you from getting the virus, but you from spreading the virus, pretty much. So to a certain degree, it's pointless for
To
people
wear
to wear
mask.
masks. And
No, I don't know. I don't believe that. That I don't believe. Actually, I was like you saying, Mahuma Group. I
Yeah.
work. There's a subsidiary company. It's an NPO, NGO.
Mm.
They're not the same thing actually, but anyway, Get Down Productions.
yeah,
Get Down Productions works with the Department of Health.
yeah,
There's actually, you see these masks that we usually
The
pull
buffs.
up. Yeah, the buffs.
yeah,
Those are the ones that don't work.
yeah.
Those are as plain as useless unless you wait twice or three
Over.
times over, and then you can't breathe.
Then you
So
suffocate.
those are rather better. Those do work because they used an example of lighting a candle and everybody had to blow through that candle.
and they can
When
still
you are
blow
wearing
it
these
off.
masks, you can't.
But you
But
don't
the
think,
moment you wear a buff,
yeah, because the
it's
thing is
easier.
like, remember with the whole mask system,
Mhm.
it's more about the liquid.
Very true.
Not the breath.
But
So
the liquid
where is it? Mark Zuckerberg,
I think it's the actual email.
is this to Mark Zuckerberg?
Wasn't this the one that they were saying? Now it's redacted also.
Yeah.
So like because they were talking about how being with 2-1 blah blah blah.
Let me check.
From Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, yeah, it's
Country
true.
You see, I don't
responded.
trust that thing.
Yeah, but to
From.
Fauci.
Mm-mm. I
Because
don't
I think
trust
this
Mark
this is the
Zuckerberg.
one. This is the one where you was asking him about the comments of the people that were saying the virus was manufactured. Because remember they came out and they were saying it's the bats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was genetically modified,
But that we knew from the get go.
right? But they
And
were
they also
arguing
have a
that it's
cure
not.
for it now. They're
And
just
it was
letting
even
us.
funded, I think.
Yeah, it was funded by
Yeah.
Fauci signed
Yeah.
off the checks.
Please check how many CEOs of the largest companies in the world resigned just before Corona hit. You must check that as well. A bunch of
Serious.
CEOs.
They resigned.
Yeah, a lot of them because this was we are too many people in the world, and now they are acting very
Yeah,
naturey,
they
so
want
they're
to do God's
killing us.
job.
Yeah, but we're also that's the problem. They want to do God's job.
Yeah.
You see, that is the
Because now
problem.
the thing is, like, what they also don't understand is, I mean, they go back to the Bible and say, what does it say? Multiply.
So
We're
how many
multiplying.
CEOs resigned? Where?
Before COVID,
we are,
Oh,
we're multiplying and filling the world.
that's very
So-
true. But what they're doing, they what do you call it? Pop what?
Population control.
Yeah, tango means thank you. That's exactly what they're
They're
doing.
doing population control. They're trying to do the China system
Exactly.
in a more dignified way. It's crazy,
Ah,
man.
They're taking our parents here, these people,
Bruh, it's
for
insane.
funny things.
It's insane. Because, I mean, like, for me, I feel like, okay, it's genetically modified.
Mm.
Yes. Accept it. Right?
Mm,
Tell us. Listen, it leaked out.
mm.
No one is going to kill you for it because those guys never get arrested. Like, now, he's not going to get arrested
Never.
because he gets arrested, then it proves that the States was in on it.
Yeah, very
That's
true.
a war.
That will never ever happen.
So I'm like,
But they know. They know
They know
exactly.
what they're doing.
Do you
These guys.
trust the vaccine?
Personally, no.
Are you going to take the vaccine?
No. Unless if they say I really, really need it.
They say you're not forced to.
I won't.
That's
well,
my
they're still
problem.
saying
Why
we're
would they
not forced
be?
to.
Are you going to take the vaccine? Why do they tell you?
did you? As it says, they're giving them free beer and all that for getting the vaccine.
Yeah,
Some
you listen
states,
to
yeah,
this.
There's some states where they're getting free beer.
That's
Just
insane.
listen
Some
to
they're
this.
getting to drive on a what do you call the racing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the F1 racing track and
yeah,
stuff
the
like that.
track,
And
yeah, they say get the vaccine shot and then you.
they're
can
just
drive your
trying
car
to
there.
motivate people because I
Yeah.
remember
But
Joe
you see-
Rogan
I
was
just
talking
wonder
about
what in
it.
South
But-
Africa, what would be offered?
No, my only.
Oh yeah, they just go
problem-
savannah. They'll give you
No.
free savannah.
Exactly.
All the goals will be there.
My only problem with this whole vaccine thing
Yeah.
is the problem that you are saying this is a cure to our pandemic, but you are not forcing us to take it. It's not. Why are you not forcing? You see, if
Thing is, they know if they force people, then there's gonna start a war.
no,
They know.
no.
Because
Yeah,
like
yeah.
now,
So-
look
so
from it from this.
Imagine everybody in this room decided to. I can give it to you, and then it's messed up again.
Yeah.
So we rather do that all over again than force
What
everybody to take
the
it.
virus?
Yes.
Like I think in the end, the whole virus would just be like a flu. Remember what happened with the Italian? Is it Italian influenza?
3-day flu. There was
What
also a
what was
3-day
that?
flu in
I
our
think it was the
country.
Italian influenza pandemic. Just quickly search influenza pandemic. I think it was like 1950s or 1940, 30
In
something.
South Africa, they called it the 3-day flu.
Huh?
Spanish flu.
Spanish flu, I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was the flu, but it was just stronger. But then the body start getting used to it. So
Have you ever had COVID?
I don't know if I had it because my dad had it, but I kept
No,
on.
it chooses.
I got tested and I
chooses.
was negative the whole
It
time.
chooses. We can all sit here and it
It's
takes
one
all of
person.
you except me.
Yeah, because my parents slept in the same
It
bed,
chooses that thing.
slept in the same bed, stayed in the same house. I was at that house almost every day.
Exactly.
My dad had it. No one else got it. I'm like, how does this thing work?
I feel you. I know exactly. It chooses that thing. It's very
Discriminative.
Huh?
sorry.
Discriminative.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the best
It's
word
very
to use.
Yeah.
discriminative. In a, I don't know whether it's a good or a bad way.
We really don't know.
So like for me, I feel like vaccination, because Joe Rogan was talking about it the one time where
Mm.
he was talking about how they were trying to force people to get the vaccine and stuff. They even started bashing him off because he was like, why would you force young people? Because the states they've been trying to force the vaccine on people,
Yeah.
but it won't work. Now this is okay. So I'll take KZN is the Texas of South Africa, or Cape Town. Cape Town is the because
No.
they live on their own
Texas,
terms.
Texas, we
Texas.
can say is free state.
Free state,
Yeah,
right? So now,
free
because like
state.
now in Texas,
There are a lot of racist people in free state. I don't like race. Free state, you'll find them, a lot of them. Yo.
but not like with that, I'm talking in the sense of uh with Texas, they follow their own rules pretty much.
Very
So
true.
they are for guns and all those things.
But
You do
doesn't
not
every
force
state
things.
within America do that?
They do, but all the other states, once the president or whoever says let's do this, they all just okay.
Okay,
Texas, on the
except
other hand, they're
Texas.
like, nah, give us all the facts first.
Okay.
Because remember now, Texas has they've got the largest oil uh intake in America, like in how in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the most oil in the state. So they've been petitioning to be an isolated country for a very
Oh,
long time. So
they're crazy. They must never do that. You see, those it's racist. Texas, I know it. They're also very racist in Texas. I've read a lot of things
racism
about
in
it.
the states, I think it's everywhere.
But
Texas,
primarily Texas. It's a big one.
see, I don't think it's as big as it's made out to be. But remember, Texas, it's a very big state. So
Okay.
it's like saying because remember, America is like Africa pretty
Mm,
much. The whole continent is the pretty I would say almost the size of the states,
very true.
right? And
Hence,
then
some
Texas,
places it's morning and some it's
yeah.
night.
And then Texas would be, let's say, what? What's the biggest country in Africa? It is us, isn't it?
Is it us?
Is it?
Yeah, it
What?
is
I think
us.
it's us. I
It
think we are the
is.
biggest
I
We
think
country.
are.
so.
Yeah, I think we are the biggest
We are
country.
the biggest and the only one with no name.
Yeah. So you look at it from that fact way. Now, South Africans, we don't conform to all those
Uh-uh.
laws. If Nigeria today says we're going to level 5, we can be like, you get your level 5. That's on you.
Enjoy
That's
it.
Texas. They follow their own set rules. Because, like, there's a joke where they're like, when people were migrating into the States,
Yeah.
only the guys that stayed in Texas were the hotheads.
Oh, they stay just there.
Just the so it's one of those things where like now in Texas, I think they were the first ones to open up to no masks. Because right through the whole pandemic, it was just a constant fight. People were fighting to wear their masks.
Yeah.
They tried the whole policing thing. I think even the police were like,
Can't
why
do
would
nothing.
no, not we can't do nothing. I also don't want to wear a mask. Why am I gonna police this one? You know,
Understood.
it's one of those things. So I feel like with Texas, it's that way. They've got that right to do what they want because they are a self-sustaining state.
State. Yeah, I feel you.
They can survive without the rest. They are pretty much like Cape Town because Cape Town can pretty much survive without us
How
up
so?
here because they're pretty much coastal. How many celebrities come from the states and drive all the way to Polokwane? A few,
Yeah, but Trevor Scott did.
yeah.
It's not Trevor
But
Scott. I must
it's
stop saying that.
Travis Scott.
Scott.
But you see, with him, it was business. I'm talking holidays. I'm talking just a visit. It's
Ish, yeah,
very
you
rare
see.
that you find
Yeah,
those
that
coming
is
down.
true.
Yeah, they all want Durban, Cape
That
Town.
is very
They
true.
come to Joburg just for the small scenery, and then they go all the way to the coast.
Yeah.
So you would find Cape Town would survive pretty much for the most part without the rest of the country. Because where does the oil, when everything comes in, where does it land?
True. Durban, Cape Town.
Coastal towns.
Mm.
So I mean, that's the Texas there. You understand where they're like, yeah, we do what we want when we want. They're not like Florida where they've got Cubans and everybody coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Like this whole mask system, for me with the vaccination, I don't know. I won't take it. I
Like, won't.
I won't. Like if they say I must, because like now they were remember they were trying to push the whole passport thing.
Yeah.
This is South Africa. Are you telling me
Yeah.
everyone's gonna get that passport, or we're
Won't
just gonna
work. Don't work.
we're just
Never.
we're just gonna use the R200 documents? You see,
Yeah.
R200 document.
Our
I'm in
fellow
the
brothers are
system.
in struggle with us. They don't mind us. They love us, those people.
Half of them also don't want the same things we don't want. So I mean,
Exactly. Very, very
but
true.
yeah, I mean,
But no,
it's
that vaccine, I genuinely want to take it, but I have my, like everybody else, I have my suspicions here and there about that. But especially
yeah.
the fact that we are not forced to take it. As a leader, you force us to take it.
But why would they force us to take?
I feel like that would show how serious you giving us an option. You are telling us that basically, if anything happens to me, it's not on you.
Yeah, but the only
So
way.
tomorrow they can put, you can inject water into you. When you come to me, you inject other things, and then
Yeah.
I die.
Oh,
I get you didn't force me to
Yeah.
take it. I
Yeah.
killed myself.
I died.
Exactly, I died. Johnson and Johnson.
Well,
Never.
isn't that freedom? Isn't the
I think that's
freedom
where
that
the freedom comes, because like the only way I think they can start enforcing it is when they add it to like the children's vaccinations when they are young, like with the polio and all that and everything.
Freedom doesn't come in there. I don't want to lie to you. As a country, when we are looking at from my perspective, I get I'm not right. From my perspective, when I look at it from the country's head,
Yeah.
you should enforce it. You should not
like
give
wearing
us.
masks?
Yeah, why are you forced to wear a mask? I bet you can go to jail for not wearing a mask today. You see how serious that is.
Yeah.
Why are you not telling me about your freedom?
Yeah, but I think like with the vaccination, it's a totally different thing, because
How's,
now you're putting it in my system. A mask is on the outside.
how much
So
do you spend
now
on
let me
masks?
let me let me put it this way. If they forced you to take heroin and say it would cure your mental health, would you take it?
No, you see, that's the thing. I know what heroin is. I don't know what's in the vaccine.
But that's the
Yeah.
thing.
That's my.
So why would they force us? They cannot, because we don't know. Once we know that it works and it doesn't work, then yeah, then they can start adding it to. Because remember when they forced people to take the polio vaccination the first time it came around,
Yeah,
so many people died.
very true. And did they take responsibility?
Do they?
Never.
They never do. So I think it's that thing we're living, dude. Like we're living in an
Ish.
era where you have to be accountable for everything and
Me.
anything that you do, because
Ntate Ramaphosa, nna ke a leboha shem. Ha ke nyake nna.
so yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, I hope they don't force it on us. They can do the passport system, but we'll be stuck in
It
our
won't
country.
work.
We'll be stuck in our country. We don't need to leave anywhere.
Where we going to? We're at home. Yeah.
We go to
Yeah.
Italy, we get the virus, so we'll stay here.
We'll stay here.
But you understand where
It's
like
home.
forcing it on people won't really work, because the repercussions after that would be bad on the government, because like we burn tires, my man. They force it on
You see, but
60,
that's
50
the
people
problem.
die. Then we're like, no,
The
you're
f-
killing us now.
That's the problem. That's the main problem with the entire thing. The
Yeah.
main problem is that you are not giving your people something you are sure on. You are giving the people something you are not sure of, something that could kill or harm them.
Harm them.
And you want responsibility for that. Hence, I'm not going to touch that thing also, you see.
Yeah,
But
I'll
all
stay
I'm
away
saying
from
is if it's a very serious thing and he's can stand behind his vaccine,
Yeah.
he must enforce it, is what I believe. But you can't pour yourself with water on TV
And then you want us
yeah,
to get
up
the
we are people
vaccination.
who are going to think of a lot of things, you see. So you can't do that. It's very tough.
Yeah, it's like I find it very, because like half the time we always rush to blame the president, and but I feel like those guys they've got way too much on their plate, and they're trying to look at all possible avenues to tackle it. There's no right way of doing things. Unfortunately, there's no paper trail, or there is no blueprint of how to be the greatest.
No.
Okay, I think Jay-Z had pretty much a piece of that blueprint. I mean, when he was in power,
Very true.
I won't lie.
He
Like,
knew exactly what he was about.
yeah, he knew, but he got us in a huge debt. But
Yes,
like
you
they
know,
say, but
we need to realize that we will only be a better country once we know that these freedom fighters of ours have passed and are no more president.
Yeah.
Because now they feel, all of them, it seems like there's a
Crazy,
line.
man.
They are
It's a whole. It's a.
entitled to presidency. So after that whole bunch that are entitled to it are able to pass.
But
And people which can say, I am a president, but I am born free, will
yeah,
see a different South Africa.
I also think so too. Because I mean, you look at
Every
the whole Africa.
Yeah,
It's the
every
same
boat,
system.
very true. And each and every single one of them which go there are going to feel entitled to steal because
You
you
must
owe them for
pay
fighting
what I
for your
did.
freedom. Yeah. You are paying. They feel entitled to your money.
It's
And
so
it will
sad,
continue
though.
happening.
It's
Sorry?
so sad.
I said, but what can you do?
There's nothing we can do. But because
What
like
can you
I feel,
do?
I feel
Can't
like
do nothing.
because it took what how many years did it take Germany to bounce back after World War II? I think it was like
I don't know. Let me check.
15 to 20 years or something like that when they started rebuilding their country. But now the thing
That's
is
sad.
like the thing is like I feel like our African leaders they don't study to lead per se. They
Yeah.
still they just study to be in power. Because I feel like if they studied to lead, they would find solutions to more. I mean, look at us. Yeah, we're complaining about employment, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is so many opportunities that the government itself can assist in doing without even using money.
Very true.
Sometimes it doesn't even need money. We had Zaid here the other day, and he was talking about how it would. You've got a shop, and someone can come that's a masseuse to say, when you're tired of walking in the shop, you can come in. I
Mm-hmm.
can do this and this and this and it's like the small things,
Sure.
but that's the smaller things that all the Western countries have mastered to do. That like I mean, you look at there's a panel that they had where they were talking about taxes,
Mm.
where they're like, have you noticed that especially in Africa, when things go wrong, the taxes hike.
Yeah, true.
And then in the Western countries, when things go wrong, the taxes drop.
No, here you pay for their sins, like I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you guys. I speak the truth like it
Limpopo.
is,
So
one
it's
thing
it's
for
sad.
sure.
It's so sad though.
Look at your own province. I
Yeah.
love 015 with my whole heart and I defend this place forever.
Yeah.
But bad things happen and then you see after 5 years it failed. Now it's back again. When you park in town, you are paying
Dude, that
8
sucks so
rand
bad.
a day in town. And it failed the last time. Now it's back
It's
again.
back again.
Because of
Why?
their mistakes, our leaders' mistakes. We pay for our leaders'
Dude,
mistakes.
but it sucks like because for me with that paying system, I don't understand it. Because you can still park and pay and someone can still break into your car.
Yes, they are
Right.
not. They are not
They're not
taking care of
security.
your car.
No, they just pay you paying for a parking lot.
Yeah, it's
But
the
now for me-
municipality's
For,
land.
for me, we argued that the other time. I'm like, okay, look, I understand they need to make money from us.
Yes.
Okay, why not take one of their open lots in town and build a parking bay? Imagine you have to go to work and you've got to park Standard Bank or anyway.
Mhm.
You've got to park the whole day outside.
Unfortunately, people like that work at Standard Bank and stuff are forced to park down that shop, right, and then
And
walk up. Yes, because nobody in
so-
this
it's-
economy is going to pay that
Dude,
amount.
it's insane.
Yeah.
If it was understandable, like if they would have gone, because I feel like for them, that's where most of the time I think they get it wrong. It's the numbers. If you
Mm.
charge too much, no one will want to pay. But if they were like 3 rand or 2 rand, you're like, "Ah, it's 2 rand. What's
Me, I don't want to give them 0 rand. I don't like paying for people's mistakes. It's,
no, but like 2 rand would be understandable. It's a coin. You're
okay.
like, okay, two
and
rand
don't you pay tax? You pay
I
tax
do.
and then I must pay 2 rand.
on top.
For your mistakes. It's wrong. We need to stop thinking like that. I just don't believe it's right. You respect a cent and the rent will take care of itself.
Yeah.
These people are stealing
They're chowing the
money
money,
and
they're doing what they
we're
want with
crying
them.
for it. We are really crying for it. But one thing you must say is that, I must say rather from my personal perspective,
Yeah.
is a lot of these leaders within the province are always willing to help.
Yeah.
Always in terms of 015 to the nation and everything.
Yeah.
But it's also sad to see that a lot of our people have to go through a lot of funny things because of other people's
It
mistakes.
sucks, eh?
Because we are suffering for people's mistakes.
Yeah, and it's usually that one guy that does one mistake that gets someone else to make the same
No.
mistake, and then it creates a whole chain.
Unfortunately, I wish it was like that.
Yeah.
But we have leaders there which were in the struggle. And like I told you, if you're in the struggle,
You're entitled to make
yeah, I'm entitled to get something
But now,
for
by the
fighting
time
for your freedom.
by the time they do that, like we'll pretty much be close to Zim and what Zambia was 15 years ago, where everybody's gonna start running away. Because like now we still have the privilege that we're still what 25. How many years are we? 94 to 2021. That's 26, right?
Yeah,
27 years. Yeah, 27 years.
27.
Yeah. So
Only 94.
it's
Born
like,
free.
why are you calculating, man? I'm right here.
Yeah.
So
But you see, people like that, we need people like that in power.
right, 'cause-
People
We
that
also have
age.
a party called Born Freeze.
yeah,
Yeah, you
that
see.
that could be good. Born freeze or
Born
millennials.
freeze, yeah, something like that. We need people at that age in power. People who want change. But if I'm going to get an arts minister, I'm not going to go to the police station and ask somebody to be an arts minister.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah,
We
it's-
need people who are trained within the arts. How long has Limpopo not had a theater for?
Dude, it's insane.
A theater. We are talking
It's
about a
insane.
basic theater. We are
Theater.
complaining that young children and stuff are fighting and stabbing each
But
other
there's
and
nothing
stuff.
for them to do.
Exactly.
after
Let's
school.
create this. The former councillor of,
Yeah.
of ANC here in Bendo, Aikma Poto branch.
Mm.
His name is Matlatso Kobe, Sparks. His nickname is Sparks. He created a football club called Sparks FC when
Yeah.
we were still growing up. And that Sparks FC, all of my peers would go there, play
Play.
soccer. But that time I was with Bra Paul on my Saturdays
Yeah.
in drama class. So we were busy with things at all
Keeping
times.
you out of the streets.
Exactly, but now we need to reintroduce that culture. I was in Seshego now the other day passing by. I'm telling you, grade 3s or 4s, 4s or 5s, like 7 guys, small boys,
Yeah.
fighting with one person. You see,
That's crazy.
7. So what are we telling those boys in the next 20 years? They're going to
Like,
rob
yeah,
you of
they-
your
obviously
car
they'll
or
be
whatever.
walking in that
Exactly,
group. That
because
whole niche becomes a whole
that
gang
become
afterwards.
and you exactly you grow from that in
Yeah.
that. So the moment you are able to take those boys from that aspect and put them into a theater,
You're
put
like,
them
all
into
7
things
of you,
like
instead of
Sparks
fighting,
FC.
you can do this.
Exactly. You
'Cause,
can
like,
do this MMA.
Yeah,
Take
that's-
out your anger out on MMA. Do
Go back-
boxing, whatever
yeah.
the case may be. Do music. Ask him, hey, please show me how does this camera work? How does the sound work?
Yeah.
Do something. But we need to
Create.
find a way to take
make
them
it.
off the streets. Because we can't leave him on the streets when he turns old. All he knows and all
It's
he has
being
to
on the
look up
street.
to is that drug dealer over there. When
Yeah.
he's 19-year-old, he's there the corner selling the drugs.
Yeah, it's like also pushing.
I get what would you
pushing
do?
weight.
Because that ends up your role models. Our generation hates police. Have you seen our generation and police? Hey, we don't like them. We don't like. Me, I like them. You see, me, I like
Dude,
them.
like for me, I don't mind them. Like when was it? Yesterday.
Mm,
Yeah, I was driving, so my plates are Swazi plate.
yeah,
So I drive down market and then I go out. And then I see the blue lights behind me. So I'm driving and then I see, okay, I switch lanes, they're right behind me. I switch lanes, they're right behind me. And then I turn and then I go to Goldwagen,
Yeah.
right there close to Jumbo.
Goldwagen, yeah.
And then they just boo. And then I pulled over to the side. So that was the first time I got frisked by cops. First time in my whole life to be frisked.
Mm.
So they're like, everybody out. We're like, okay, cool. We get out, me and my sister, my aunt. We're like, staying outside. And then it starts like, hold on to the car. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So like for me, it was very, and I
Yeah.
could hear from his tone, he's used to people getting aggressive.
Yeah, that's
then
what
after
they,
like a
they
minute
want
of-
you there.
Yeah, and now after a minute of noticing that no one is fighting back, everyone is just laughing it off like it's nothing.
Yeah,
Then it was they're all like all loosened up, and then now it became a conversation where they were explaining what they're looking for.
very true.
I'm like, oh, okay, no, it makes sense.
We have a culture of fighting. I don't like this thing.
Yeah,
Instead of
it's
seeing
crazy.
police and being happy, come I tell you, a policeman, number one, or policewoman, is just like anybody in the world.
Mm.
You can go to Spur and give somebody attitude. She'll give you attitude back.
Back.
We don't care about your tip or what. A police officer, a nurse, a doctor,
Yeah.
whatever. You see people every day. Some irritate you. I see people at PEP. How was this smile? You You
Yeah.
tell these people, but the fact that they remain with a smile on their
Customer
face
Yeah,
service.
says
it's
something.
yeah, it's
About
good.
even if they're angry, at least make them smile.
Smile.
The problem is once we go to that point, I
What?
wasn't driving 60 me. Nigrila four, that's when you're going to get that
Yeah,
ticket.
then you get in
Instead
trouble.
of being man, man, what did say? But get a Porsche, you are
Next
gone.
thing, next
You
thing, they're
see?
like, I understand you.
Exactly. So
I would
we
like. I've also gotten out of so many possible tickets with just being nice to them. They're like,
it
it's
doesn't
okay.
take anything away from you.
Yeah,
At all.
it helps. It helps with everything.
Indeed.
But yeah, man, it was very nice having you over.
Thank you
Very
for
nice
having me.
conversation.
Thanks for having me over. This was a really chilled vibe with a very
Ja,
chilled conversation.
very nice.
Find a way. Hey, you are very clever. Find a way to make people talk. I'm realizing now, but most deaf, it was definitely a lovely conversation. And shout out for having me.
Awesomeness, man. So yeah, and then for everybody, I'm sure they'll check the 015 to the nation.
Yeah, please check it out at 015 to the nation on all social media platforms.
Awesome.
Dango means thank you.